dudach. Ida di de, kaida di dich. You on the way. Singit anich wusati. Singit anich city. Chatlech. Singit anich gusati. His chagut. Ku has a gukta hen. Away ha ani. His asa. Hajit uau. Hashilku has aniwe. Ka hajdash kanki sani ayi awe. Uhanch as akach yach adudech. Has du jiyis away ye datune. You awe. Lukach adi ayi awe. De ya away you do a sak has du ani. Shkut kwan. Shkagwe kanach. Away has du ani su. She de heni ku has du tuasaguan. Dakade has wu adi. Yak ha ani de. Natasahin. Yak away daklueri. Yenyeri. Deshitan. Ishkitan. Ka hokitan. Ye away kuke, anaksati ayak. Chakwasa yak away wushda sakhan. Kadach away hak yak wisa. Katsa Khat Hada saye ada sadanayin. Hasdu tuwu yak tu. Hasdu jit. Du teyi away, adli, ka adugu, with this tawe, ka daka ayi. Kayani away duchayi, at kanak, kach agut yede akuzati, yak kayuk. Wanganins wush wutushayin. Away da katlinget ka eight katlinget. Atlech yach hanas teach. Wede sha shaki. You do a socklinget ani away. Slachet away. Haji ach away way do kudzati. Kashatsini day away gunnus chish ho ho.
After the first gold nuggets were found at Rabbit Creek, Yukon, in 1896, an initial rush of prospectors turned into a stampede of fortune seekers and adventurers. The boom that followed led to the founding of Dawson City, spurred Yukon's entry into Confederation, and transformed Canada into a leading gold producer. It even reignited debate on the creation of Canada's own national mint, which became a reality in 1908. Yet, Yukon was far from the sparsely populated wilderness described in romantic accounts of the Klondike Gold Rush. For the indigenous communities whose traditional territory overlapped with what would become Yukon, the sudden influx of settlers drastically altered traditional ways of life in ways that continue to be felt today. 125 years later, the Mint has worked closely with the Tr'ondëk Hwëch'in and Tr'ondëk First Nation to tell a more complete story of the Klondike Gold Rush through a new $1 commemorative circulation coin. We hope this coin helps Canadians reflect on the many ways the Klondike discovery changed our shared history as it circulates from coast to coast to coast.
So on behalf of Tr'ondëk First Nation, we are very pleased to hear about this coin that's coming out for the commemoration of the Gold Rush, and we had a couple of our Tr'ondëk First Nation members, Skookum Jim from the Ducklawitty clan, also his relatives, Patsy Henderson and Dawson Charlie, that were co-discoverers of the Gold Rush and went to Dawson. Skookum Jim himself was actually a packer and helped pack miners over the Chilkoot Trail. And the Chilkoot Trail is part of our trade trails into Alaska, and we still use it today. It's part of Parks Canada, and we still have our citizens that work there and look after the trails. And Skookum Jim himself was a very prominent member of our First Nation and a family member to very many citizens here and relatives, and we were quite proud and actually some of our relatives were part of that helpers over the Chilkoot Trail. So my grandparents were part of that, and we look at them as being the first entrepreneurs for Carcos-Tagish First Nation, and made weekly living off of the trails and the miners, and did laundry for them and helped them, did cooking, and that's how Skookum Jim got involved with George Carmack's. George Carmack actually married into our family, and the family members looked after the miners, and they ended up in Dawson City. So that's when the gold rush happened, and we're excited to see this coin now that's coming out of it. Finish Cheesh, and thank you very much.
The discovery of Klondike Gold kicked off a mass influx of people in the region that revamped our world economics. Even today, the gold rush inspires artists and dreamers from around the world coming to the Klondike region here to learn about it and to learn about our ways here in the north. But for the Tr'ondëk Hwëch'in people, our people here, the discovery of gold was the event that brought colonialism, residential schools, and the near extinction of our culture and our traditions to the place we've called home for thousands and thousands of years. And this had an impact on many Yukon First Nations throughout the Yukon. The impact was lessened thanks to Chief Isaac, a respected Tr'ondëk Hwëch'in leader who ensured that survival of our songs and dances by entrusting them to our neighbors and our families in Alaska. Those songs and dances started making their way back to our community in the 1990s when they were introduced at a gathering of nations at Mooside. And we're really grateful and appreciate the visionary aspects that Chief Isaac had to be able to ensure that they were returned to us. Today, our people are tackling the social challenges brought on by the gold rush today still, but we are also very proud that we are a strong, resilient, self-governing First Nation here in the Yukon. Masicho.